Hello, dear friends. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow with the East-West Show with the G&E TV. Today with me is my good friend, a very trustworthy friend for the community. As a matter of fact, she's been helping the community for quite some years, and she is my good friend, attorney Chang Byung-Park. Chang Byung-Park is a community member, and she is a wonderful attorney. I call her super attorney. She's she's wearing lots of hats. One of them is the California Bar Association for Immigration Sector, and wonderful cases she's handling. And I learned just now last week she was in prison trying to help her clients, and stay there for 4 days in a row. Those are big deals, and I wish every attorney handle their case like she does. All right. So, Byung-Park, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, very good. I have lots of questions to ask you because I'm bothered. I'm bothered means that my community is bothered because lots of people write to me emails. They ask me if I can get an attorney to answer their questions in the show so that the public will know, right? Okay. First, we hear about the green card quota, and the quota system is being challenged by President Donald Trump and his administration. So I don't even know what is the quota. What is a green card quota? What does it do? And what will face as danger or risk if that is challenged or overturned?
Well, the quota all depends what kind of category you're talking about. And we, as attorney, that we know we have quotas for different categories.
Different categories. Yes.
Yeah. First of all, is which category you're talking about. We have visa lottery. The visa lottery that was in question, challenged by President Trump recently. So that category does have a quota of 50,000 people a year.
3,000 people a year?
No, 50.
Oh. 50,000
yeah.
people a year. That's for lottery.
That's for the lottery only. And then we do have family-based green card holders as well, immediate relative. That means if you're petitioning for your spouse, for your children, for your parents.
Okay. Let's slow down a little bit because I want to bring my audiences a total understanding about the whole thing.
Right.
For green card quota and green card lottery, they are different stories, right?
No. They're the same because we have the green card, right? You need to get a green card one way or the other, either through lottery or through family for the employment base.
I know.
So for each category, the government has a quota.
Okay. For the quota, you have XYZ number. For example, you are talking about 250,000 people per year. And within the 250,000 people, when you put lotteries, are you putting it on top of the number?
No.
Or within numbers?
You're confusing all the time.
I'm confusing?
Right? Yeah, you're confusing. So you start with a quota. So for family-based, we have this quota. For the employment-based, I will go through one by one. The employment-based, you have that quota. For the lottery, you have that quota. Now, if we have 50,000 quota, and then we designate the countries that they're eligible to enter the lottery. China is not included. So some other country like England, like Ireland, some other European countries, so Egypt, they have the citizen for this country, they can enter in a lottery once a year or sometime, once a person. So that doesn't mean when you apply for H-1B, it doesn't mean when you apply that you get the green card because it all depends on whether you will hit the lottery or not. So, and then once a year they will draw lottery. So the number of the visa lottery every year is 50,000. So 50,000 people will have the green card under the visa lottery program.
Okay.
Now, you got it?
Okay, of course. Me not asking questions, not interrupting you, doesn't mean I understand the whole thing. And you probably would have to allow me to explain why I ask and what I ask. I ask you, as a country, the United States allows certain numbers by head count
Right.
on per year basis
Right.
to be immigrated.
Right.
Right? Okay,
Right.
now, how many categories? That's a different subject. That's on that next subject. We're talking about, do we have a certain number of each year?
Yes.
For example, I mentioned just now, I just randomly fake a number, say 250,000.
Well, let me tell you. Okay.
Let me finish.
Okay.
No, I want to make sure that you understand what I'm asking right now. I'm asking, for example, if we have a total number of 250,000 as a quota for this year, though, then you talk about the lottery. Are you talking about additional 50,000, or are you talking about 50,000 within the 250,000? So that is where I'm confused. That is what I'm asking.
Yeah. So the visa lottery is within the whole big chunk
Okay,
of
all
the
right, good.
visa.
That's the answer. Within, right?
Yeah, you
It's
have
not-
this
it's not
pot. They have this pot, and they
Okay.
slice out for different parts. So the visa lottery is just a slice of cake.
Okay, in other words, within the 250, quote unquote, within the 250,000 people, the lottery will only define those 50,000 who go first. Am I right?
The visa lottery will decide. The visa lottery will decide who will get the green card.
Mm-hmm. All right, okay.
It doesn't mean that who will go first or who will go later. It's just like that.
No. In the group of 250,000 waiting, if somebody hit a lottery, he gets to go right away, right? He gets a green card process right away. Yeah,
Right.
that means I know, with my word, who go first, right? You decide who gets served first.
It's not no. It's not accurate. So that means
God.
whoever hits the lottery, you get a green card. Okay, I want to go my way. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So for immediate relative, you don't need to wait for visa quota at all. But for the family, first preference. For the family, you only have, for the family visa category, every year you have like 226,000 a year. And for the first preference, you have, let me go through that. 23,400. For the family second category, you have 114,200. For the third preference, you have 23,400. For the fourth preference, you have 65,000. For employment-based, the total from the EB1 all the way to EB5, that is 140,000.
All right.
So it adds all these things together. Visa green card lottery current is 50,000 to 55,000, around this range. Asylum don't have a quota limit.
Okay.
Refugee, you have 90,000. TPS, you don't have anything to temporary protected status. There's no limit. Amnesty, no limit. Special immigrants means you are religious worker or something else, whatever. The special immigration category is 10,000 a year. Special agriculture work, no. So that's the total you have. So
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm
You're
done.
done, right?
Yeah.
You're done. Let me ask, okay? Now, you got to follow my lead, because when I lead, I have a next question to ask.
Right.
I want to clarify one point. If this 50,000 is included in the total number,
Right.
if it is included, I may ask my question in the included way. If it is not included, I have other questions. So my question now, I know exactly what we're talking about now. With the total number not increase, you are only talking about within the total number, a certain group of people who hit the lottery get prioritized. Am I right? When I say go first, I may use the prioritize. Okay, now, the question is that when you talk about you add a number to the immigration total, you are hurting the country, you are hurting the economy. That's what they say. Now you're not adding any numbers. You're not bringing any extra burden to the economy, to the nation. So you're not hurting this country. That is my point. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. The program was initiated in 1980s, so it has been going on very well, and also the majority of the immigrants are coming from the European countries like Ireland or England, Canada. So I do not see a big problem. Because the government designated which country has a right to participate. I mean, the residents in that country has a right to participate in the visa lottery.
All right.
So some country like a Philippines or China or some country, India, they even don't have a right.
Okay, all right, okay. As to the details of the green card quota or green card lottery, that's a different story. That's not a discussion today. The discussion today is that why would somebody overturn the lottery? Does the lottery hurt the economy? Does the lottery bring extra people into this country? I want to clarify those areas. All right, my dear audience, today with me is my good friend, attorney Chang Byung-Park, and we're trying to find a few pinpoints that why would the lottery, the green card lottery, be in question? Why would the green card quota be in question? So stay with us. We'll be right back, please. Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about immigration. Immigration is a big word. It's a big concept right now. And also, if you're talking about Trump administration, immigration is one of the key issue they are talking about. And also on the other side of the aisle, and people are, well, mostly concerned with the issues of immigration. And now we hear from Donald Trump and his administration talking about the challenge of immigration, green card, lottery, prioritization, that is the lottery, right? And when discussing with my friend, attorney Byung-Park, that the lottery does not bring extra numbers, am I right? It is only within a system, within a number, is only a prioritization, right? Okay.
It's not the. It's still not the prioritization.
It's not. Okay. Now.
No, it doesn't relate that way. It's a part of the immigration system, and the program was introduced in 1987, and it runs very well every year. So my point is, I try to point it out that we, of course, you have less number of immigrants in the past, right? If you don't have visa, lottery visa category, and the lottery visa category, we call the diversity immigration visa program, was introduced in 1987. Of course, that adds additional 55 or 50,000. Year.
You say louder, please. I can't hear you. And for
lottery,
the audience, please. Yes.
We call the lottery visa, lottery green card. But the official words for that is diversity immigrant visa. That category was introduced in 1987. So before 1987, you don't have that kind of category.
Does it have anything to do with the fact that it doesn't bring additional number to the already scheduled immigration number, total number?
But that was an add-on at that time. But currently, it's not considered as an add-on because we already have this.
That's the answer. And then it was what point does it make to hang on this issue over and over again? We are not doing a show to promote the green card lottery. We're not doing any promotion of whatever.
I got your point.
We want to study some principles. The principle being that when the lottery does not bring extra burden to the country.
Well, my point is that actually the diversity immigrant visa has been doing very well. It's not an extra burden to the country.
All right, we're on the same boat.
Well, hang on a second, okay? So the benefit of this diversity immigrant visa is to diversity the population of this country. The whole purpose of introducing this visa is to make sure the
I can't
country
hear you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't
the
hear
country
you.
benefit from the diversity visa,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now Trump was talking about the government want to cancel this category. There was a reason behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know the incident happened in New York?
Mm-hmm.
The truck driver who hits the people
Yeah.
and kill a bunch of people.
Okay. I know that. That is where it comes from. Yes.
So the guy got the diversity immigrant visa.
Mm-hmm.
So he got the green card through lottery, and then created an incident. So they have a cry for, why should we have this green card lottery thing? Why don't we give this quota to some other category?
All right. Good.
Or we just cancel that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it comes
It
from.
looks that you are doing my job. You're leading the interview. All right. I'm the one leading the interview. I'm asking questions. I need answers from you. That's it. And I'll do the lead. Right. The lead is that number one. I want to confirm. Let me say it again. This is the fourth time I'm saying the same thing today, and I want to make sure this quota thing does not bring extra burden to the country. Right.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Why overturn it?
Well, ask Trump.
That is my question. Yes,
Ask Trump.
That is my question. Then job done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's job done.
Yeah.
As to how many categories, that's a different story. That's another day discussion. Okay, now confirmation number one. Confirmation number one is done, and then we're talking about issue number two. Number two, do we or do we not enlarge or increase our annual influx of green card holders coming into the country for the recent years?
Well, for this visa category, at least increase 50,000 a year, right?
We have an increase of 50,000 a
Well,
year?
under this visa category, we have 50,000 people came in this country a year.
But it is on schedule since 1987, right?
Right.
All right, good. So this is not something new. This is not something all of a sudden pops up. Am I right?
Right.
Okay, now, so this is confirmation number two. Now, with this one and the two, we come together, ask Donald Trump and the administration, why overturn it? So, is that right? Is that where we're heading?
Yes,
okay, very good.
yes.
Now, so with that, we want to find out, in your eye, I know that you deal with the immigration department all the time, and you even went to jail yesterday or the day
I
before.
visited the detainee there.
I
I'm
know.
not in the jail.
You went to jail. You went to jail for a visit.
I
right?
visited the detainee in the.
Okay.
I want to use the proper words.
Proper word. You visited the detainee.
A detainee there.
In jail, where you went. Am I right?
Of course, in jail. Detainee means in jail, right?
I'm playing a word game with it.
Oh,
Okay,
all
good.
right.
So, from what you see, do you see your job confronting more difficulties or obstacles or difficulties? Do you see that?
I do see that. It's very upsetting to see that the law enforcement agency is not very cooperative to provide the correct information of detainee. Can't you imagine it took me 2 days to locate where detainee is? It's shocking. It's shocking. They gave me the wrong phone number, gave me the wrong detainee the information and address, and I keep on calling the ICE. The ICE even doesn't share the information with the CBP officers. So CBP officers have the information.
What is CBP? California?
Customs and the Border Patrol.
Oh, okay. Customs and Border Control.
It's a branch of Department of Homeland Security. So they're under the umbrella of the Department of Homeland Security, and we have ICE, we have USCIS, we have CBP.
Obviously they are not cooperative, right?
Well, they cooperate in some kind of way, but not fully cooperative.
Do you see, to your judgment, when the non-cooperation or less cooperation you confronted, do you see that belongs to negligence or whatever, or sluggishness of a certain individual, or do you see that as a culture term?
Well, I do see some sort of kind of more enhanced difficulty created by certain kind of agencies under the Trump
Can you give us an
administration.
example about difficulties that you encountered? Please?
Well, it used to be kind of very relaxing. You can find somebody very easily by talking with somebody. You're able to locate the detainee very quickly. And right now it's so hard, especially with CBP. The whole operation is non-transparent. And they really do not treat the detainee very well, I have to say that. So the problem is they do not want to make this detainee feel comfortable. And they put them very close celled, and then, you know, it look like they don't need to threaten deport you. They goes like you sit there like the kids, 21 or 22 years old, they goes in the cold cell for, you know, cold room in 4 or 5 days.
Without having to mention the name of your client.
I cannot mention the name at all.
No. I mean, without having to mention the name of your client or what any details of your client. Can you give me a rough description about the problem that your client is in for, so that we'll see the protocols, the obstacles that you encounter. We'll see by nature, judging the nature, we'll find out where it comes from, please.
Well, let's give you one example. So he was arrested on a certain kind of charge, okay? So it's a felony charge, but the kid is innocent. Just somebody sells some stuff to him and he doesn't know it's a fraudulent. He doesn't have a knowledge about that, but somehow he was detained for that reason. So he was put in the police station. They arrested him and put him in the police station first. And then I try to visit him, and I call the police station. I say, hey, you know what? I want to visit this guy. And they know my name. They know my phone number. I say, if the guy is being transferred to another facility, give me a call. Nobody call me. And I call ICE, I call CBP, I call everybody. Say, you know, I left my number and the G&E form that the attorney-client. We'll call it's the form of representation, so they know. I faxed it to them.
I can hear you. I'm sorry.
I faxed everything to them, so they got it. And then so I flew there on Friday. By the time I got there, and he was transferred out of the police station. I was so pissed. I'm so upset.
So
because
you were there. You were there for nothing. No,
you
didn't see him.
I were there because I want to visit him in the same evening at the police station, and he was transferred out. I told him not to transfer out, but he was transferred out. And then the next day, the Saturday morning, I woke up around 8 o'clock. I kept on calling all the agencies for 2 hours, to locate him. When I call ICE, nobody work in ICE on Saturday and Sunday. I call I call the detention center. I call the police station. The police station. So here's the Calhoun County Jail. I call the Calhoun County. No, here's the police station. They keep on pointing the finger against each other. The other guy got it.
I see.
You know, it's like you don't get.
They keep kicking
the
ball.
You didn't get out. You didn't get out. So finally, I figured out. I did call the girlfriend of the guy. The girlfriend tell me, "Oh, sounds like a CBP picked him up." I'll say, "Okay, great."
Okay.
So I call CBP. They refused to talk with me. Say, no, we didn't see the G&E form. I say, I faxed it to you. No, we didn't know who we faxed to. You have to come to our office. So I visited the office in person, and I saw the guy was on the phone. Ignored me for 15 minutes. And then finally, he was off the phone. I showed him my G&E form that is
on the film?
The form.
On the form, yes, okay.
Form with my name on that.
All right.
So they saw that, and he pointed the phone that is put in the room. He said, I picked the phone. The officer answered the phone. So I tell him, you know, who is so-and-so, did you know where he was detained? Finally, they pointed to the jail, say, so-and-so county, Division 1. So went there. The guy was not there. And the system shows that Division 3, it takes me almost 36 hours, whatever it's from the day 1 I take the case. Day 2, I got a hold of him about 36 hours. That's ridiculous. That's how system works, because they don't want you to meet your client.
That probably gives you a strong indication about things are turning as a culture, as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Today with my dear audiences, I want to bring you some up-to-date about immigration as a whole. Immigration, we have a green card issue, we have the lottery issue, we have the, even my friend, Chang Byung-park, attorney at law, her own experiences with ICE people, with the CPB, Custom and Border Patrol people. Okay, let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we'll find out if there is anything we can do to improve it. Stay with us. Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audience. Welcome back to the show, Jack Chow, on the immigration issue with my friend, attorney Chang Byung-park. She's talking about the fact that without giving any comment about the system, about the immigration laws or reform whatsoever, the culture of border control, border patrol has changed so far, right? So now, it took you 36 hours to get to your client. Am I right?
True.
All right. So did you finally see him or her?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
So on the 36 hours? Or
Search, yes.
On the 36 hours.
Yeah.
And how long was your meeting?
It's about a half an hour. I mean, I can take as long as I want, you know. I just talk with him about half an hour and 40 minutes. And assure him he is okay, and you know.
Is he illegal or what?
He fell out of school.
He what?
He fell out of the school.
Oh, fell out of school.
So literally, I mean, he complete one study, he didn't renew, he didn't read.
He overstayed.
He overstayed his visa, student visa, and then so he got the document. Turns out to be it's a fraudulent ID, but it's not his problem, of course, and he doesn't mean to.
Was he under DACA? No.
No.
He was much older than that.
He is 21 years old right now.
Huh?
He is 21 years old right now.
21 years old.
Yeah, he came here on the student visa.
I see. He came here on the student visa, 21-year-old guy.
Right.
When visa expired, overstayed, right? And during the overstay, he encountered some kind of criminal involving
alleged criminal issues.
Alleged criminal activities,
right.
And he was detained.
Yeah.
And then you as attorney who took the case, representing him,
right.
Trying to reach him, see him for an interview,
right.
Which in normal cases or normal days or normal condition, how many hours would that take if you want to have a motion of meeting somebody, me, for example, Jack Chow, because you're representing me?
Well, it's not a motion. It should be within a minute. When you call the facility, it should tell you where exactly he is.
I see.
So I know he is in the police station. In the morning, I called them and they confirmed that he even make a phone call from the police station. And then the next day, you know, the same evening I went there, he was not there. And then I have to call the facility again to find out where he was. So if the system works, the police station should provide me with accurate information where he goes. Because I'm an attorney, right? But they didn't. They pointed the wrong way.
I used to have a bunch of friends who do the bail bond service, right? And I kind of sometimes play cards in their office, so I know how they operate, right?
Right.
If there comes somebody say, hey, my brother got arrested, they go online and search the name, they find by the minute exactly where this guy is locked. Right? So are you talking about the same thing?
Well, similar stuff, but then it's more complicated in regards to his situation because it has a criminal charge, has an immigration charge. You have two problems. You have criminal problem, they have an immigration problem, and then also we talk about whether we can bail him out. It looks like even we can bail him out from the criminal system, the immigration still have an immigration hold on him. That means they still can detain him on the immigration grounds.
I see. So was there when you were there to see him? Did you have a purpose of bailing him out?
Yes, of course.
Yes. So was he bailed out?
Well, I I want to do that, but I did talk with the government officials, and because the U.S. attorney, United States attorney, it's a federal issue. U.S. Marshal and U.S. attorney is in charge of this case. I did talk to him and say I want to get him out. He said no way. 2 words, no way. Admit guilty, going back to China. So what they do right now is that they don't want anybody with any criminal records or charged with crimes to stay in the United States.
That I agree. That I do agree.
Yeah.
Personally, I agree, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, you were talking about the fact that to the criminal charges which he is alleged for, you could have him bailed out if he had been with the illegal document about immigration. Now that in immigration detention center, you found him in immigration detention center, right?
No, it's a
not regular
jails.
No,
it's a criminal. It's a criminal jail.
Okay, it's a criminal jail. It's a county jail. But the immigration detention intervenes. Am I right?
It's way complicated. So the CBP arrested him first and sent him to the detention center. So this detention sent him to the police station first. Then police station is like a transfer center. So they hold these people on behalf of these agencies.
All right.
So then he was transferred to a county jail. The county jail sort of kind of like the federal government and the U.S. immigration literally have a contract with county jail. So this is my people. I'm going to put my people in your cell. That's the arrangement.
I see.
You understand?
In other words, if you want to bail him out, you bail him out from detention, from immigration detention.
You need a consent from both the immigration authority and the criminal justice authority. On the both, the U.S. attorney got a consent to that. Otherwise, you will be get stuck over there. And
lots of people, and I understand what you're talking about. Lots of people that I exchange opinions with, they agree with the fact that we keep the good ones, clean ones. People with no criminal record, no nothing at all, no offense at all. Whoever has a criminal background, make them or deport them. Do you think as an attorney, of course, also handling a case of that nature, though, you still agree with that?
I agree with that.
You agree with that?
But I believe my client is innocent, so he should not deserve that kind of bad treatment.
I see.
I advocate for my client. I believe such a poor kid. He just, other than fault of status, he's not a threat or risk to society. He's just, a poor kid and being tortured so much. I feel for him.
I see. In other words, for the alleged criminal charges, you disagree. You believe he's innocent.
Right.
And you want to represent him to get a fair trial or fair judgment.
Right.
Bring him justice, right?
Right.
And then with that cleared, he's not a bad guy at all, right?
Well, if I can be given some time, which I will co-counsel with the local council because
I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. If I can be given some time, if I can co-counsel with some people at Detroit, and I will be able to deal with the criminal charge, at least will reduce the charge. And for the immigration side, I have the other ways to apply for different kind of relief for him as well.
I see.
I'm very confident for that. But the kids cannot stay in jail. He just said, I cannot stand it for another day. He refused to eat anything before he saw me. He was starved for 3 days in a row. So, and I say, what happened if I don't visit you in the jail? You can die from starvation.
You're right. That's exactly the
question. It was so hard. That's why I was in a hurry. I could not sleep very well. I was worried about this guy during day and the night. I keep on wondering where was the guy. Because within my expectation is that once I arrive at the airport, somebody's pick me up and send me to the police station, I will be able to see him. In fact, they transfer him out right before I arrive at Detroit. They transfer him out and then refuse to give me the correct information. That really sucks.
I see. Where is it about Detroit?
Dearborn.
And I mean, where did you visit him?
Well, finally, I visited him in the Detroit.
In Detroit area. Wow.
Yeah, they call it Wayne County. So Detroit is within Wayne County. He is at the Wayne County jail.
I see.
And then, so before I left, I told him that your girlfriend can visit you as well. You have a right. You need to tell the police that you want to see the girlfriend. They make arrangement. The police know what he wants. But then he would transfer again to another jail.
Is he still there?
He's still there.
No, he's still there.
Yeah, another county jail.
Another county jail.
Yeah.
So, and by law, we're talking about certain hours after you're charged, there has to be a court hearing, right?
Yeah, he did appear for. I went there.
Oh, he did that already.
Yeah. He has a bond hearing.
Has the judge reached it to a verdict or whatever?
No. It was you didn't know the whole justice system. We call the initial appearance, like an arraignment. You go there, you plead. But then since, we did take some time to negotiate with the U.S. attorney, so we didn't make any plea. We didn't do any plea bargain that time. What we do is that we try to figure out what's their position on the immigration stand, because if we bail him out from the federal jail, will he be able to be bonded out of immigration detention as well? You know what I'm saying? If we're not sure about that, why do we need to bail him out? Because he was sitting in jail, just
But you explained that to him already.
I did.
He understands.
He fully understands it.
Okay, very good. My dear audience, today with my friend Chang Byung-park, attorney at law, we are learning something new about immigration, and to the fact that what she tells me in this story that she has been recently experienced, we believe something has started already. So. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's wait for another period of time and see when Trump has some moment to get his hand once again on the issue. Let's see what will happen. Now we take a moment out. When we come back, we will continue talking about that whole area with my friend Chang Byung-park, please. Thank you. Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the discussion about immigration. Today, we're not talking about the laws of immigration. We're talking about the immigration area, judging from an attorney's recent experiences to indicate that something has already started, some culture has been already prevailing. Am I right? Okay, now, using the experiences that my friend, my guest Chang Byung-park, attorney at law, did in Philadelphia, right? No. Detroit, I'm sorry. In Detroit, well, quite something. And you're saying that this guy, if cleared, criminally cleared, he is only an overstayer of his visa. Right?
I was just saying, okay, let's say if we do not talk about his criminal charge, he's still an issue, he was not enrolled in the school. So that would be considered as a violation of student status. He still have a student visa, but there was a confusing issue I want to clear out in front of the audience.
I see, please.
You have a visa in their passport. That visa is not expired. However, once you were not enrolled in any school, you will be considered as a violation of a student status.
Okay.
That means you will be not considered to be staying in the United States illegally. So you are present in the United States illegally. In addition to that, if you commit any crimes, there will be additional problem to you. That means you have a criminal charge. Now, if your criminal charge was dismissed for some reason, it would, as a result, the defense lawyer, criminal defense lawyer. So you clean out of one issue, but you have a remaining issue of the immigration issue. So he has two issues.
In my simple language, though, this guy just overstayed. He violated his immigration visa. However, when the criminal part is, if that is cleared, he's still a good guy.
He is a good guy, other than a violation of student status.
Yeah. Okay, so now that automatically brings me to my next question.
Right.
Somebody overstays in the country.
Right.
Be it a visitor visa or student visa, whatever visa, they overstayed.
Right.
and they overstay, for example, a year or a year and a half or something like that,
Right.
are they considered illegal?
Yes.
They are.
Yes.
Right. And are they considered criminal?
No.
They are not. So is it clear that it is not a criminal, or somebody will still try to make the overstay as illegal? As a crime.
Well, if you overstay your visa in the criminal...
You mean visas, right?
Yeah, it's just a violation of immigration status. In the immigration world, you violate the law. However, it's not a criminal charge. You will not be considered as a criminal. You got what I'm saying?
I see.
Such as, let's say in a lawsuit, civil lawsuit, somebody sue you, and to be lost the lawsuit, you're paying somebody some money.
Okay.
But doesn't mean you are a criminal, right? So we have different world. We have immigration world, we have civil litigation world, we have a criminal defense world. We have three different areas.
The reason I'm asking is that lots of people, my friends, they need a clarification. We're talking about, we have 11 million people undocumented in this country already.
Right.
So in that case, does the number of 11 million include those who overstayed?
Well, these are called undocumented illegal aliens. It should include these people who overstayed their visas.
It does include overstay. People overstay.
Right.
And for that, are they considered criminal?
They are not. I'm just saying they are not criminals.
I see. And
Yeah,
for
they're not
that,
criminals because they don't commit a crime.
are they deportable?
They are deportable.
Oh, that they are deportable.
Of course, they are deportable.
I see. Okay. Now, an overstayer within this 11 million is defined as a deportable.
Right.
I see.
Well, all these undocumented people, whoever come here without a visa, or these people overstay visa, of course they are deportable.
All right, good. Okay, now there is another confusion. What's the difference between those who cross the border with no paperwork at all, and those who does have a visa but overstayed? So is there a difference?
And then also they are all deportable. However, if they file for a certain kind of relief, called immigration reliefs, with the immigration court or the immigration authority, they might be able to stay in the United States, even they have a deportation order, even if they are deportable. And this another exception. Let's say, give you one example. I have some clients who crossed the border illegally a long time ago, about 16 years ago, and the Mexican parents have given birth to babies here in the United States. 4 or 5 kids were born here, and 2 of them have Down syndrome. And we applied for relief. We called it withholding a removal, and they were granted with the green card. And then the whole parents and the whole family stay in the United States. You say deportable, yes, they are deportable. They're illegally, yes, they stay here illegally. However, if they does apply for something in the immigration authority of the world or the immigration court, and then they might be able to stay here, let's say temporarily, legally stay here. So they are not considered illegal.
In other words, a person that has a visa that is expired, they are in a much better condition or situation than those who do not even have a piece of paper themselves.
No,
Am I right?
Well, I mean, it's better in some kind of way, because if you overstay your visa, you come here legally, and you can adjust your status in the United States without applying for any waiver. I mean, it's some kind of waiver, but you don't need. But if you don't have a paperwork came here, number one, you need to prove your identification. Second is that certain relief you can apply, because once you apply for certain relief, and then you need a waiver, because it didn't come here legally. You cannot literally you cannot adjust your status in the United States. Let's say if you come here with a B visa, you marry with somebody, you overstay your visa, and then you came here and stay here for 9 months, and then finally you ran into somebody want to marry you. You can file the paperwork.
I see. Okay, you know what? People are people, right? Regardless of what policies or laws that you're imposing, life goes on.
Right.
People fall in love with each other, they got married each other.
Right.
I have some friends who are getting married,
Right.
and they both belong to the 11 million.
Right.
So what shall happen to them?
Well, I just told you, you know, the government cannot deport 11 million people, and some people started apply for relief here and there because their son can file the petition for them, and they might be end up in the immigration court and somewhere, you know, literally only these part of the people will be deported. Like you have criminal records, so you don't have any immigration relief, and ends up, you know, you have to leave this country. But for these people have this way and that way, they can stay here. They still stay. Look like this, you know, we tell this the dream kids, right? And
yeah, the dreamer, DACA kids.
Yeah, DACA kids is still here. I mean, they came here illegally, so what? I mean, so when you say, oh, if they do not come with a visa, will be in worse situation. But in certain circumstances, it is. But in certain, like DACA students, the kids, they're not. So I was just saying. So we need to approach the issue very accurately from the legal point of view. So I mean, they're all in bad shape right now because the Trump philosophy is that I can deport as many as I can. It will allow as less people to come to this country as
So we say never lose your vigilance because something is going on anyway. And even though last time, remember you told me when I interviewed you, you said almost this 11 million people will stay because neither do we have the money nor do we have the manpower to remove them, right?
It costs about $10,000 to remove one person.
Yeah, see that?
Probably more than that.
10,000
because you got lock him up
times 11 million, that's a lot of money we don't have. That's $1 billion right now. Yeah. Okay, so for them, those folks who belong to the 11 million, what do you recommend them for self-protection, please?
Well, don't get into trouble because you want to get the police attention, and they definitely will check your background if they find. But the local law enforcement has a cooperation with CBP Office of U.S. Immigration. Like what my client ran into is that first of all, it's a criminal issue, so got a police attention. The police will contact CBP. CBP officer will come here and get you, and they want to deport you.
Yeah. They can come get you, right?
Right.
You don't have to do something wrong. They can knock on the door and say, "Hey, go."
No, well, they have a way to find you.
They have a way to find you. Especially nowadays with the cell phone and everything, for the communities, they want you. They can get you anyway.
And there's another thing for these people who want to hide the illegal immigrants, and you know, some small Chinese restaurants in the suburban area here and there in Philadelphia or somewhere. And the recent news was that the owner of the restaurant was arrested and his property was confiscated because he was charged with harboring and illegal immigrants and then in violation of the U.S. law, and also, of course, he has some income or he's paying the illegal immigrants' cash income without reporting the property tax to the IRS. I mean, if the guy illegal doesn't have a social security number, if he got to be paid, what are you going to do? The underground, on-the-table cash. And that gets into trouble.
I see. So, all right, my dear audience, my lovely folks, we believe that when Donald Trump comes back from China, and once he gets his hand free, he will still tackle on the immigration issue, which is, is a group so vulnerable and the people need help. And we find out that we neither have the money nor do we have the manpower to move them, to remove them, to deport them. They got to stay. And for that, we need to give them shelters, a job, and so on and so forth. And however, they pay tax, right? So now, my last question, how do you expect the immigration issue to go? Do you think the lottery shall be overturned or will be overturned?
I think the government needs to re-examine the effect of the lottery visa and find out what kind of people they bring in through lottery visa. If they want to change this into the merit-based visa category, I'm fine with that because you still bring in 50,000 more people a year, but then you can pick and choose the one, what kind of people you want.
I like that.
Visa lottery, you cannot control the result, it can be anybody, right? So in that way, and we still achieve the result of diversity, but at the same time, we can guarantee.
Very good. All right. Thank you very much, my dear audience, for watching, and to my friend, Chang Byung-Park, attorney at law. Thank you very much for sharing. And we like the fact that this attorney who tried for 36 hours all the way gets to her clients. So to have a situation mitigated, say. Anyway, those are good ones. So we'll see you next time. This issue is not over. I believe for the next 1.5 years, at least throughout the midterm, they're going to be a very hot issue because the administration have to need that issue to keep ourselves busy. So stay with us on this issue. We will bring you some more information in the days to come when situation develops. All right? So see you next time.